Hey there guys, welcome to this week's episode of Doctor Who at Look Back. Today I'm going to be doing a discussion and talking about my memories of a Doctor Who story which was only a single part story in the classic series, and that is Doctor Who, the movie. And guess what? I'm wearing a fez, because apparently fezzes are cool. So sit back guys while I talk to you about Doctor Who, the television movie, broadcasted the year I was born. So let's begin. So here we are guys with Doctor Who the movie, starring Paul McGann as the Doctor. This is episode 2 of my Doctor Who Look Back series, with the first episode being Genesis of the Daleks. So if you haven't seen that yet, I would be very grateful if you could check it out. I'm sure it might interest you if you're a fan of that story. So let's begin with Doctor Who the movie. So what do I remember most about the story? When I first got it, as part of the Revisitations 1 box set, which I got along with the beginning box set, I was very, very excited, to put it bluntly. Obviously I heard quite bad things about it. It's not particularly one of the fan favourites out there, and I don't think it's regarded as one of the best Doctor Who stories there's ever been. I think it's mainly criticised because of various things, such as the plot, because the plot was not particularly a great plot, and the Master, played by the one and only Eric Roberts, who appeared just for this movie, the TV movie, probably the worst Master I've ever seen. I don't think it could probably get any worse. Eric Roberts, I haven't really anything against Eric Roberts, because I haven't really, met him personally, and I don't know what he's like, and so I can't really judge him on a personal basis. But as the Master, let's just say he's probably one of the campest Doctor Who characters in the history of Doctor Who. Let's just put it bluntly, that's the way it is. And then of course we have Daphne Ashbrook as Grace, the second American companion, because the first American companion was Perry. And I honestly find Grace a pretty good, one-off companion for this story. I think there's one of the special features on here. There are a couple of people that two or three people talking about the movie, and one of them saying how it was wrong that Grace didn't go with the 8th Doctor if there was a series, and of course there's another. I'm not sure if you can really class him as a companion, and that is Lee. Is played by Yi Chitsu, I think that's his name. I can't really remember it, to be honest. So yeah, I thought he was okay. I quite liked his character and the guy who played him, really. And what I loved most about this story was the 8th Doctor's TARDIS. You could probably make it out on the screen there. It looks absolutely fantastic, and it's massive, and I think it's still available to have a look at in some place in America. I'm not too sure where. I think it's Chicago or someplace like that. I can't remember. I know it's definitely. I know it's definitely there for people to see, but I would really like to see it one day, because it is a fantastic TARDIS. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons what I remember about the movie, was that I was incredibly excited for this. I don't know why, but I think it's just because of Paul McGann made me excited more than ever, because it's a new Doctor, which means a new experience for the show. And another memory that I really recall is the music for this story. I really do like the soundtrack for the story. I think it's great. I'm not too sure what people's feelings are towards the soundtrack. So can you please comment your feelings towards the soundtrack in the section below, because I would be really interested to see what you guys think of the soundtrack, because I personally like it. It's basically that dun 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 dun, that kind of tune. I'll probably just embarrass myself in front of the whole screen there, but never mind. Moving on. So yeah, there's quite a few car chases in the scene, like with the ambulance and the motorbike. That I really enjoyed. I think this movie is very, very good overall. I mean, obviously it's pretty damn underrated, and Paul McGann is great in it. I hope everybody likes Paul McGann's appearance in this. I mean, obviously people are going to say, oh, he was way better in Night of the Doctor, and to be honest, he was better in Night of the Doctor, because in the movie, one of the things not many people really like, and I don't really like, is that Paul McGann didn't really get a chance to shine. And because people complain about the Seventh Doctor's 10-minute appearance, and I don't mind it too much, but I think it would have been nice if he was just in it for maybe a little bit shorter, or just not in it at all. And I noticed that they changed his costume, and I don't really like that costume, because I noticed they use it on some of the Big Finish CD covers. I'm not sure why. I don't know if that was to represent another sort of characteristic of his character. I hope that made sense, because if it didn't, then I feel a bit stupid. But yeah, I think I've sort of got my main memories out of the way. I'm now just trying to think of little things that I did quite like about the story. Oh yes, that was one. I did sometimes laugh at the comedic moments in the story, and one thing I'll go on to later is the little references that they have as well. The memory that I remember of this is when the Doctor finally wakes up after his regeneration, which I really did like. I really did like the 8th Doctor's regeneration. That was another memory. It was when he got out of the autopsy place in the hospital, and there's that American doctor, and he's a nurse, I'm not too sure what he is, but he's like completely flabbergasted and shocked by the Doctor's resurrection as he bursts out the sort of cabinet type thing, and he's like, "Oh God, no!" And I remember laughing at that because I thought that was quite funny, and I'm sure quite a few people did at the time. And then there's that whole thing about the Doctor's body going missing, or John Smith's body going missing during the movie. So I really did enjoy this film. I thought it's fun to watch, it's enjoyable, it's entertaining. I wouldn't regard it as being one of the worst Doctor Who stories there's ever been. I think the worst story I've ever seen in the classic series is probably either Time Flight or and the Web Planet. I think those were god-awful stories. But I'm sure there are a lot. And of course there's the Wedding of River Song. Dear God. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this. I hope you enjoyed the little intro. That's probably the only time you're going to see me wear a fez, because I think if I put a fez on my head, I'm not saying this to all of you guys, I'm just implying it to myself. If I were ever to wear a fez again, I'll probably take it off straight away and throw it on the ground, because I don't really like to wear fezzes anymore. I've still got the fez, but I'll probably keep it just for a Doctor Who merchandise thing. But yeah, so thank you for watching my second episode of Doctor Who Look Back. Please tell me what you thought of it. I thought this one was much better than the last one, and tell me your thoughts on Doctor Who the movie and your memories of it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.